The Boy Who Knew Tomorrow. In the great village of Jundani, where the river sang and the baobab trees stood like silent elders, a boy named Kojo was born under a night sky filled with stars brighter than ever before. His mother, Nia, knew her son was different when, as a toddler, he pointed to a cloudless sky and said, "The rains will come before the moon is full." The villagers laughed, for the season of rain was still far away. But 3 days later, the sky darkened, and a great storm swept through the land. Soon, Kojo's words became legend. He spoke of events before they happened, and they always came true. "The river will flood," he warned. The river rose. "The hunters will find no game tomorrow," he whispered. They returned empty-handed. Some called him a prophet, others called him a mystery. But one man called him a threat. Chief Abadu Abadu had ruled Jundani for many years, and though he was strong, he was also proud. He did not like how the people now sought Kojo's advice instead of his. "The boy speaks like he commands the future," he muttered. "But no one can know tomorrow except the gods." Yet, fear gnawed at him. What if Kojo's knowledge was greater than his own? What if one day the people turned against him? One evening, under the glow of the fire, Chief Abadu summoned Kojo. Warriors stood on either side of the throne, their spears glinting in the flickering light. The chief leaned forward. "Tell me, boy, what will happen to me tomorrow?" The village held its breath. The flames crackled. Kojo, calm as the night wind, met the chief's gaze. "Tomorrow, a great change will come upon you." A cold silence fell. The warriors shifted uncomfortably. The chief's heart pounded. What did the boy mean? Was it a warning? A curse? That night, Abadu tossed and turned in his bed. His mind twisted Kojo's words into dark omens. He saw visions of his people betraying him, of his throne crumbling to dust. At dawn, he could bear it no longer. He summoned his warriors. "Take the boy into the wilderness. Leave him to the hyenas. Let the spirits judge him." The warriors hesitated, but an order from the chief was law. As they led Kojo away, he turned his head one last time. His voice was quiet, yet it echoed like thunder. "If you cast me out, misfortune will come upon Jundani." The villagers watched in silence. A chill ran through them, though the sun was high in the sky. The warriors took Kojo deep into the wild lands, where the trees whispered secrets and unseen eyes watched from the shadows. They tied him to a lone baobab tree and left him there as night fell. The forest came alive with eerie sounds. Owls hooted, bushes rustled. In the distance, the unmistakable howl of a hyena shattered the silence. Kojo closed his eyes. He did not fight. He did not beg. He only waited. Then, a strange thing happened. The wind changed. The night became eerily still. Even the insects stopped their chorus. The hyenas drew closer. Their glowing eyes appeared between the trees, their laughter growing louder. But just as they were about to pounce, a deep growl rumbled through the air. A shadow moved. A lion, huge, golden, powerful, stepped into the moonlight. The hyenas scattered in fear, their laughter turning to yelps as they vanished into the darkness. The lion stood before Kojo, its golden eyes locking onto his. Then, without a sound, it turned and walked away, as if it had only come to watch over him. Kojo smiled. He knew his path was not yet over. That same night, as Kojo sat unharmed beneath the baobab tree, disaster struck Jundani. The warriors of Kundu, long jealous of Jundani's fertile lands, crept through the darkness. With no warning, they attacked. The villagers awoke to screams. Huts burned, spears clashed. The warriors of Jundani fought bravely, but they had been unprepared. Chief Abadu, in the midst of the chaos, realized his mistake. He had cast out the only one who could have warned them. Now his village, his kingdom, was crumbling. By dawn, Jundani was no more. The people scattered, forced to flee into the wilderness. Kojo, guided by fate, wandered until he reached the great kingdom of Asan. There, he met King Mansa, a ruler known for his wisdom. The king saw something in the boy's eyes, something beyond ordinary sight. He tested Kojo, asking, "Tell me, what will happen when the sun rises?" Kojo answered, "A messenger will arrive with news of a coming drought. Prepare now, and your people will not suffer." True to his words, a traveler arrived at dawn, warning of dry seasons ahead. Impressed, King Mansa made Kojo his advisor. And so, the boy who was cast out became the wisest voice in the greatest kingdom of the land. Years later, the survivors of Jundani arrived in Asan, weary and lost. Among them was an old, broken man, Chief Abadu. He fell to his knees before Kojo. "I did not listen, and I have lost everything." Kojo looked at him for a long time before speaking. "A leader who ignores wisdom is like a tree that refuses water. Sooner or later it will fall." Then, with the mercy of one who truly knows tomorrow, he turned to King Mansa. "Let them stay," he said. "Together we will rebuild." And so, Kojo did not need a throne or an army. His wisdom alone made him greater than any ruler. His name lived on, carried by the winds, whispered in the rustling trees, and sung by the griots. The boy who knew tomorrow became the man who shaped it. The end. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, Kayust African Myth, and come back to listen to more interesting story.